Hello there, let's talk about matters affecting our society, and today I want to talk about football and the saga that has happened at the Confederation of African Football, where the disciplinary committee has just suspended the CEO of Football Kenya Federation, Mr. Barry Otieno, and team manager of the national soccer team, Harambee Stars, Mr. Ronny Oyando, for misconduct during the away match in Comoros. Now, this is another evidence or manifestation of the mediocrity that we talk about. Now, apparently, and I want to ask, I've been talking about the arrogance, the misguided sense of bravado at the FKF or Kananda House, if you like it, and they seem to operate like they are above the law, and you cannot, for whatever reason. You could be feeling manhandled or mistreated, but at the end of the day, there is a code of conduct. There is what is expected of you, gentlemen, when you go out there. You have been behaving that way here in the country. You have behaved as if you are above the law. You have behaved as if you know you are the law unto yourselves, and you took that too far. And I honestly believe, and Kenyans and the rest of the world could agree with me, is that CAF may have been very lenient if indeed you were involved in the kind of arrogance that you could tear apart the COVID results because you simply did not agree with them. There is a way to deal with those issues, and I think honestly you have taken it too far. And it is time that Kenyans join some of us in calling you out and saying there needs to be a change. There needs to be, if we cannot, and I'm being told that they were elected. Nick Mwendo was elected and his team, and all we can do is hold on to our own until they serve 4 years. But I want to ask ourselves: is it really the best image that Kenya can have out there in terms of our football leadership? I honestly believe that is not the right way to do it, and we must call these people to account. If they are talking about having been elected, then we must be telling ourselves, first of all, how did they get elected? Is that election been sanctioned by the Registrar of Sports, who is the custodian of the sports register in this country? She is in charge of all the organizations that are registered in this country. Have they filed their returns with the registrar? Are they compliant with the Sports Act? Are they a recognized legal entity in this country? And if the answer is no, then we must now begin to ask them the tough questions. Nick Mwendwa and your colleagues, time is up for you to come out and account for the time, for the trust and the confidence the Kenyan people have given you since you came into office. What we are seeing are dwindling standards of football in this country. Surely we cannot just sit back and simply be blackmailed that you were elected. We have been told in other quarters, Wakenya ama wajinga waliisha Kenya. What we are saying is, if this is the kind of arrogance, surely our national team is now the shame of the world, losing to a country that is hardly the population of Nairobi, is not even half the population of Nairobi. Now you keep lecturing people that you are working. Now, among the top 10 leagues in Africa, Kenya is not featuring anywhere. Yet when you came into office, what position was Kenya ranked at? Now we are asking ourselves, for how long are we going to be the shame of the world? Is this the best we can offer in terms of leadership? I honestly do not believe it is. And therefore, I'm asking with all humility that this is too low now. The country is suffering because of the incompetence, because of negligence, because of the arrogance by the leadership of the Federation. We are having to lose millions in COVID money because we want to use the COVID money from FIFA to pay Adel Amrouche, who was fired and procedurally by the incompetent leadership of Nick Mwendwa and co. Surely, we are having to pay 113 million shillings because of incompetence. What was so urgent about firing Adele Amrush and bringing your cronies? Now we have to pay that hefty price. Again, because of the incompetence of your leadership and your CEO, the country is having to cough and fork another 2 million shillings to pay for a fine that could have been avoided. I mean, you could have been on the right side of things, but then you cannot go ahead and do the kind of things that you are alleged to have done in Comoros before that game. And honestly, I do not believe that the CAF disciplinary committee is composed of madmen and women who, for that matter, could not see the sense in what we are saying. And therefore, I want to submit, the time has come, that the leadership of Kandanda House, as presently constituted, is incompetent and is not taking our football anywhere. If we talk about a past that was rotten, then this one has gone to the dogs. And we cannot just sit back and fold our hands and watch our football going to the dogs, because I mean, with the kind of goodwill that we have had, honestly, we can do better than this, and there is no shortage of leaders out here who can be able to lead our Football Kenya Federation and take our football to the next level. You came in, you have done your best, but your best, I'm sorry, is not good enough. If this is the alternative that you are offering when you came in February 2016. Honestly, mediocrity cannot be a part of our football, and I want to call upon the government. And you have Waziri, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, Your Excellency the President, you can take this and fix our football, because it is going to the dogs. Our youth are suffering. Talented footballers, talented administrators, talented referees, people are suffering because unless you take the route that Nick Mwendwa and his sympathizers are taking us, then you rot with your talent. Surely we cannot have that. Your Excellency the President, this government, you promised the youth that you will give them stadia. You promised that you're going to do them. And, you know, kudos to you. Your government has done well in the last 1 year or so. We are seeing stadia are being completed. But then, with the kind of leadership that we are having, a leadership that is openly defiant to authority, does not respect the laws of the land, simply because they have their cronies somewhere at FIFA who are protecting them. Honestly, Your Excellency, time has come for you to take charge. Otherwise, the youth, the talented footballers of this country, they are looking up to you and they expect that you're going to act. The Sports Act gives you the legal instruments to be able to intervene and have this matter resolved. You have the sports registrar. She has all the power to intervene. The CS, Cabinet Secretary Ambassador Amina Mohammed, you have all the power. Surely we cannot be the shame of the world that we are becoming, slowly, degenerating from bad to worse. And we can no longer just sit back and watch. And my final bit on this is that we've had something that happened yesterday, that apparently there are match fixers in this country who are fixing matches, Premier League matches. It is little wonder that we have a leadership that has no clue, that has failed to enact regulations as guided by the governing body of FIFA in terms of controlling betting. We now have a leadership of the federation that has betting companies for partners without proper regulation, without proper legal framework within which this can happen. Now, it is not, it cannot be coincidental that Premier League matches are being fixed. I've had AFC Leopards fans wondering how they lost to Stima. I've had Gor Mahia fans wondering how they lost the other day. And I mean, now you're talking about someone in the hands of the authorities for trying to fix matches. We must be able to deal with this. And the only way to deal with this is if Kenyans demand for better. Kenyans deserve better. What I am asking, and I know some of you are going to come out and say, Milton, you're saying this because you of sour grapes, because you've lost. I want to tell you, let somebody come out here and challenge me on the substance of what I have put out there. That we have an incompetent leadership, that we have a leadership that has no respect for the rule of law, that we have a leadership under Nick Mwendwa that does not think or believe in the authority of written law. I have gone to the Sports Disputes Tribunal and we are still fighting for justice on this matter, and we are saying, let people not judge, like Martin Luther King said, people should not be judged by the color of their skin. Let people be judged by the substance of what they have between their ears. And I am saying, I want to be judged by the substance of what comes out of my lips, by the substance of the challenge that I put to the leadership and the powers that be, as opposed to my surname or what I have done before, or what I am doing, or what I stand to do. Let us divorce this conversation from the narrative of personalities and individuals. This is about our football, this is about governance, this is about proper structures to develop the game. And we are asking all the tough questions. The plunder that has been at Kandanda House over the last 4 years, where billions have gone into, has to be called to order. We must call them to account. Integrity, social justice, and good governance are not optional principles. They are part and parcel of our society, and we must be able to stand up and say no to the kind of mediocrity that we are being pushed to. Stay tuned. We will be doing this. We will be talking about different subjects that affect our society, because we want to call out. Time has come out. And just like it has been said, that we have bad leaders because good people have taken a backseat and they do not want to talk about it because they believe that they are safe, they are secure by not engaging in the politics of the day. Politics affects your life. It affects your food, how you put food on the table. This is the time for you good people out there, the learned, the exposed, the so-called elite of this society must now come out and offer the alternative leadership that we need in this country. Otherwise, the way we are going, we are not headed in the right direction. And unless you good people come out, the elite, the so-called learned people, the so-called good managers, the so-called technocrats, you must now come and take charge of the politics. And I want to urge you to start with the politics that is in football and get Football Kenya Federation and our football leadership sorted. Because if we do not do that, I'm sorry, the future is bleak, it's glim. We have nothing to look forward to, and we have nothing to bequeath our children as we come to the sunset days. Kenya needs you, Kenya needs me, Kenya needs all of us. And with that, I want to invite you, come in. Let's engage on social media platforms. Go to my page on Facebook, Honorable Milton Nyakundi. Go to my Twitter account, @Milton Nyakundi. Let's engage on this issue among many other issues. You can also follow us on Kurunzi TV, on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as www.kurunzi.news, where you can be able to get our thoughts, you can be able to see what we want to do, so that we shape the conversations that affect our country, that affect our life on a day-to-day basis. On that note, we see you again tomorrow. For now, Have a blessed time wherever you are watching me from on this beautiful world of ours that needs to be fixed by good people like yourselves. Adios.